starting a bookkeeping business, you probably have heard someone tell you that you need to pick a niche or that you need to specialize in an industry, but no one really explained the benefit or the reasons behind that advice. I am going to explain what choosing a niche actually does for your business, why it makes getting clients easier, and how to choose one without boxing yourself in or having you overthink it because you might think it's forever. By the end of this video, you'll understand what selecting a niche actually helps you to attract the right clients, clarify your message, and move forward with confidence, even if you're just getting started. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Veronica Sagastimi, and this is the Bookkeeping Shop. I spent over 30 years in accounting, finance, and consulting, and now I run a profitable accounting and bookkeeping firm, but I'm also spending time helping professionals and new bookkeepers like you to start and run a profitable bookkeeping business from day one. I've had my own business since 2011, and during that time, I have focused on my own niche of funded startups. I have helped to scale and lead teams. I have trained and I've been involved with mergers, acquisitions, IPOs. But at this stage, coming here and helping you gives me so much joy. I really, really want to break things down, simplify them, make it so that you understand that it is possible. And so before we go any further, I want to make something very clear. Choosing a niche is not about limiting yourself or pigeonholing yourself. It is about making your business easier to grow. One of the biggest misconceptions is that choosing an industry to specialize in or selecting that niche that we're talking about today, that it somehow locks you in to that industry or that niche forever. It does not. A niche or an industry that you're specializing in is simply, who are you talking to right now? Who are you trying to attract and convert into a client right now? It is a way for you to focus your message so that you can connect and attract and convert the right client for you, the client that you want to support. Your messaging becomes something that people will identify and be excited about because they will find that, oh my gosh, this person knows me. They know my struggles. They know my challenges. They can support me. They can help me. Choosing a niche at this stage is not a lifetime commitment. And it's not something that you can never change, ever. Most successful bookkeepers did not select the proper niche. They chose something reasonable, familiar, easy to talk about, and then they started to refine it through real client work, because that's where you get some really, the knowledge, the experience, the skill set, all the things come through that real life client work. If you wait for that perfect clarity, you're going to stay stuck. But if you choose a starting point, then what do you get? You gain momentum, you gain confidence, and you gain experience. Remember, we are focused on taking imperfect action. When you try to help everyone because you feel like, I can help anybody, I can help any business, your message is diluted. Your message becomes generic and vague. It becomes harder for people or businesses to recognize themselves in what you say, and even harder for them to think or believe that you understand their business. When you choose a niche or an industry to specialize in, another way to think about it, even a simple one, your message becomes clearer. Your conversations become easier. People understand more quickly how you are able to support them, how you are able to help them, especially if you call them out in your messaging. Take a look at some of these examples that I pulled from various websites that are very specifically speaking to one niche, one industry. Can you tell who they're supporting? Can you tell that if somebody lands on their website, they can immediately self-qualify themselves? Specializing is not about excluding people. It's about helping businesses or helping solopreneurs. It's about, almost like help me, help you kind of thing. You're helping them to self-qualify and to recognize that they have landed in the right place. When they connect with your messaging, they are feeling confident that they have found somebody that can actually help them. They can recognize that you are the right bookkeeper for them. Now, I want you to think about when you're choosing your niche, your industry to specialize in, there are 3 criteria that I would like you to consider. You don't need all 3. 1 or 2 is more than enough to get started. Remember, starting, we don't have to stay there for a very long time. The first is experience. These are industries that you have worked in before, businesses that you understand operationally, or even former employers that you've already had, that you've helped, that have been part of the team, or even clients in maybe you had a different kind of business before or a similar business, clients that you've supported in the past. And you can start thinking, who did you really connect with and really enjoy that industry? For example, let's say that you worked in a dental office or a real estate brokerage, a marketing agency, or even a nonprofit in another capacity. I don't want you to think, oh, I haven't worked as a bookkeeper in any of these. Let's just say that you had some type of role in any of these industries, that you held some type of position in any of these companies or industries. Now, I'm not saying that you had to have held a bookkeeping position in any of these. As a matter of fact, I want you to just think, did you have a role? Did you participate in any of these industries in whatever role you had that gave you some knowledge and experience of that industry? Because if you did, you already have some understanding of what it takes to run those kinds of businesses, right? Especially if it was like a dental office or marketing agency, real estate broker. Just those are all very unique. They have very specific things that they do operationally in the back end. What do you have experience in? That familiarity counts, even if you were not doing any bookkeeping or anything remotely related to that at the time. So keep that first criteria in mind. Get out a piece of paper or do it on your phone, whatever. Start to brainstorm and think back about what experience have you had. Let's move on to criteria number 2. This is all about access. This is all about people that you already know or industries that you have some sort of relationship with, or even are a patient or a client or a customer of. Basically, these are people or businesses where you already have a connection in some type, whether it's working in it or participating in it by being a patient, a client, a student, a patron. Scroll through your phone contacts, your email contacts, your LinkedIn connections. I want you to think about former coworkers, business owners that you've met, or even friends that run some type of business. My favorite are service-based businesses, but it can be whatever for you. Who do you know? Who have you met? Who do you have access to in your network of your contacts, your email, your social media like LinkedIn, heck, even WhatsApp? Who do you know? I bet that you know a lot more people than you think. And having that kind of access makes starting a conversation so much easier. Moving on to criteria number 3, that's confidence. This is where I ask you, can you explain your value without freezing or second guessing yourself? If you can comfortably say, I help therapists stay organized financially, or I support consultants who want clean records and simple reports, and it feels natural in your body, you're not forcing it. Of course, you can rephrase it to fit your own cadence, your style. And by the way, confidence does not mean that you know everything or that you don't speak up when you say, that's outside of my area of expertise. But let me check into that because I know a lot of people in one of my contacts may have more information about it. Confidence does not mean that you have to be a know-it-all. You just have to be resourceful. The confidence that I'm talking about is the kind that feels like it's part of you. You know what you're talking about enough to come across with confidence, and it allows you to show up, to talk about your work. If the niche that you have selected or the industry that you want to specialize in checks even one of these boxes, it is already a great place for you to start. 2 criteria is great. 3 is a bonus. It's a jackpot. You do not need perfection to move forward. Remember, we want to make a decision and keep moving forward. A starting niche doesn't need to be trendy or narrow or complicated. Service-based businesses, professional service provider, online business owners, local businesses that you already interact with, like chiropractors, dentists, physical therapists, vets, paralegals, notaries, real estate office, or small law office firms. All these different businesses in your community are solid places for you to look at and start. When you're choosing that industry or that niche, you are not limiting yourself to only support and provide your bookkeeping services just to that one industry or that one business type. For example, if you start offering bookkeeping services to chiropractors, let's say, you're also gaining experience that applies to physical therapists, massage therapists, acupuncturist clinics, that kind of thing, and other wellness-based practices with similar pricing models, business models, with very similar sort of like clientele and ultimately reporting needs. This is how niches grow. You start with one clear place to focus on. And then as you gain real client experience, your niche or that industry that you started to specialize in, it naturally expands itself into other areas, into other related industries, without you having to reinvent your business or your message. I know that probably sound like a broken record, but clarity comes from doing the work, not from waiting for the perfect answer to appear. I will link to another video that I published earlier where I go into a lot more detail as to why niching down early actually helps your business to grow faster instead of trying to appeal to everyone just because you believe that you can help everyone. There are a few common mistakes that I want you to avoid. Don't wait until you feel 100% ready. That usually leads to more waiting, procrastinating, delaying than making better decisions. Don't choose a niche just because you've heard someone online talk about it and it sounded profitable, especially if it doesn't align with you, if it doesn't feel natural to you. This strategy is not a strategy at all. And I really want you to stay away from that kind of thing. Don't try to appeal to everyone at once. Vague, generic messaging usually leads to weak connections or no connections at all because people get confused and confused minds don't buy. I grabbed some snapshots of websites that I think will really showcase the message that I'm trying to deliver today. They are focused on one industry, and when someone lands on their website or any of their messaging, they self-qualify. If they are not in the industry that bookkeeping website is calling out, then they know that they are not in the right place, that bookkeeping service provider is not for them. And just as likely and more important, the ones that are in that industry, the ones that did go to that website or saw that messaging, if that's their industry, they will know they landed in the right place and they will know that bookkeeping service provider is the right one for them. They have found the person to support their business, the person that can become a partner to them. And lastly, don't rebrand every single time you learn something new. The growth that you want in your business, it does not require that constant reinvention. And that goes for me, even if you learn something from me, okay? Don't rebrand, just adjust. As I've said before, action creates clarity, not the other way around. In my Kickstart Your Bookkeeping Business bundle, one of the things that I offer is an annual audit of either your website, your packages, your messaging. One of my bookkeeping insiders took me up on that. After he purchased the bundle, he filled out the intake form so that he could let me know what he wanted me to focus on when I did the review. It's almost like a 30-minute review. I have 10 different points that I review for, but the main thing is that I thought he had a great framework. He had a great skeleton. He just needed to make a few adjustments to refine the messaging so that he could really focus on who did he want to connect with? Who did he want to attract and convert into a paying client? So if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link of that in the description of this video. Let's keep going. Your niche will evolve as you start to work with real clients. It's just what happens. In the very beginning, you'll work with a lot of different people and you start to realize, ooh, I like that industry. As you work with real clients, learn what you enjoy, what you don't like, who you don't like. You may start seeing a pattern of where your referrals are naturally coming from, which types of businesses or industries value your work and are willing to pay for it. This in itself is part of your long-term strategy to building a profitable bookkeeping business. Even in my own business, early on, the different industries that I started to work with were like online retail, IT support, service-based businesses, manufacturers, software companies, software development companies. And I'll tell you, early on, I realized that I really did not like inventory. And I was really good at it. My team is good at it, but we don't enjoy it because with inventory comes a lot of different layers. And part of it is inventory counts, inventory variances. There's just so much to it. And so for a long time, I stayed away from industries or businesses that had an actual physical inventory component to it. Very few bookkeepers end up in the niche that they started in. That is not considered a failure at all. That is part of refinement and growth, and also knowing yourself. If choosing a niche still feels confusing, it's completely normal. And that's partly why I created Nisha, the niche matchmaker, that goes along with the Profit Booster, which is 1,000 niches it's a PDF that I created where I share with you 100 industries, and each of those industries has the sub-industries that I refer to, like the chiropractor example that I gave you earlier. Nisha, the niche matchmaker, is a chatbot that I personally have trained with my process, my methodology, my documents. And so when you start to just kind of work through the process. These two tools, Nisha the Niche Matchmaker and the 1000 Niches PDF, these tools are designed to support you, not pressure you. They help you explore real industries, narrow your focus based on your experience, access, and confidence. Remember the 3 criteria we spoke about earlier in this video. And they help you to move forward, make decisions, taking imperfect action, and stop second guessing yourself. You get clarity faster, a grounded direction, and can even work through Nisha to help you create an outreach script so that you can start having those bookkeeping conversations with prospects instead of staying stuck. Now, you don't need these tools to move forward, but they're there for you if you need help getting unstuck. Now, here's what I would love for you to do after watching this video. First, choose one service-based industry that you already understand. This could be something like therapists, real estate agents, recruiters, coaches, life business coaches, a small business provider. For example, instead of saying, I help small businesses with bookkeeping, you might say, I help therapists keep their books organized so that they can focus on their clients. Or, I support consultants who want clean books and simple monthly reports. You see the difference there? The more specific, the more that message will land with the right client that you're trying to attract. Use that niche in your next conversation, outreach message, or a piece of content if you're creating that. And that could sound like, share with an ex-coworker. Yeah, I'm actually working with consultants and business coaches now. Or posting something simple like, if you run a small service-based business and hate dealing with bookkeeping, I can help. Or instead of saying bookkeeping, you could say, and hate dealing with paperwork, invoices, paying bills, processing payroll, I can help. You see how much more specific that is? You're already calling out the problems that you can help them with. Now that you selected that niche, I want you to commit to that niche for the next 30 to 90 days. Don't keep changing it week to week. Give yourself an opportunity to see what conversations get started. What kind of questions are you getting? And pay attention to how it feels when you talk about your work in that specific niche or sub-niches that you've selected. And remember, you're not locking yourself in forever, but you are choosing. You are learning and you are adjusting as you go. Well, my friend, this brings us to the final video in this series of Start and Grow Your Bookkeeping Business. Across these 6 videos in this series, we have walked through the full foundation that you need to get started with clarity instead of confusion. We talked about what to know before taking your first client, how to prepare for your business, what an actual day in the bookkeeping world looks like, how to follow a simple roadmap instead of guessing, and now how to choose a niche that makes moving forward easier. You'll see the full playlist on your screen where you can catch any of the videos you may have missed or go rewatch ones that you need to watch again. If you made it this far, I really want you to hear this. You are not behind. You are not late. You are building with intention. You don't need everything figured out to move forward. You don't need a perfect plan or a perfect niche. You just need a starting point and the willingness to take the next step. I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments which niche you're starting with. Or if you're not ready to share that, let me know which video in this 6-part video series helped you the most. All the resources I mentioned in this video are linked in the description below. You've got this. Bye for now.